The rest of the snake was not visible. When he let go, I knew I was in trouble.
Okay, you knew that.
I knew I was in trouble. I had severe pins and needles, no metallic taste, but I didn't think I was going to die. But I didn't think I was going to live as well. The doctor asked me, "Are you still breathing?" I knew it was a black mamba.
I'm sitting here with Hermien Grobler. Hermien, you had a black mamba bite. How long ago was that?
Today, 2 months ago. Exactly.
2 months.
Yes.
How did it happen?
Well, there was a request on the rescue group for a snake in an engine in Diepsloot. The car was brought in from Limpopo with a snake in it on a low bed.
And you had no idea what snake it is?
I knew it was a black mamba.
Oh, you knew it from the beginning?
Yes.
Okay.
They posted a photo.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I said I will take the call, and when I got there, the engine was open already, and all I could see was a piece of the snake.
What, right down
at the back of the engine. The rest of the snake was not visible, and I didn't want to lean too far in because I didn't know where's the rest of the snake. So as I reached in with my tongs and I touched his tail, the head came out in the front of the engine from somewhere, and he just bit me on the hand.
And you know, we spoke about this after your bite, and as one of the first things that I said to you, it's the type of thing that can happen to me or to anyone. It's just one of those unfortunate things, and it's not something that you anticipate, but these accidents happen. They happen very, very easily. So it doesn't matter how many years of experience you have and what you've done and all that sort of jazz, things happen.
Yeah.
So the moment it bit you, did it hang on for a while, or was it just a quick bite?
No, he hung on for about 2 seconds.
Okay.
So when he let go, I knew I was in trouble.
Okay, you knew that.
I knew I was in trouble.
So you knew this.
So first thing I wanted to do is finish the retrieval of the snake. So I actually had the tail in my hand. Still. And then, because after he bit me, I got hold of the tail. And then I realized there's no time for me to now struggle to get it out of the engine, contain it, and get it in the tube. So I let go.
So you knew you had to get to hospital. What hospital did you choose?
Unitas.
And it was about 20 kilometers away or something?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And you're on your own, so you hopped in the car and you drove like a madman?
Yes.
Yeah.
I phoned Arno and I told him, listen, this is what happened. And he said, all right, pack your stuff and go to Unitas. He will phone around for antivenom. And then I phoned Maggle Webster and I told her, listen, this is what happened. Can you please come and assist here? Because I don't want to leave the people with a black mamba. So she said, okay, she will come through. And I told the people, someone else is coming through. I'm leaving now. And then I
jumped in the car and you drove.
Yes.
So what we usually say, and what I write in my books, is that very soon after a bite, you often experience pins and needles in the lips and a metallic taste. Did you have any of that?
I had severe pins and needles, no metallic taste.
And mainly in the mouth area?
All over.
All over.
My whole body.
Yeah.
And it was severe.
Have you had bites before, highly venomous snakes?
No.
Nothing.
This was my first.
That was your first?
Yeah.
And how quickly did that happen after the bite?
Like in a few minutes.
Yeah, 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, it started.
Okay, so now you're driving off to hospital, and what symptoms did you start experiencing? You obviously, the adrenaline's going, you're panicky, you're nervous. So what happened?
I had to stop twice to vomit. I was sweating profusely.
Yes, I saw that. You know, years back I took Crawford Colson, that bite that happened because he didn't tell at the Assegai Safari Park. And I drove him to hospital, also driving like a madman. And the sweat was just running off his face. So first it was the sweating, the nausea.
severe pins and needles.
Severe pins everywhere, all over your
All
body.
over, my legs, everything.
And breathing problems?
Well, I was actually very calm. So I only concentrated not to make an accident. I didn't panic. I knew I was in trouble.
Yeah.
But I didn't think I was going to die. But I didn't think I was going to live as well. I knew I'm in big trouble. But I didn't have any breathing problems. I suppose when I got to hospital, I could feel something is not right.
And
my legs were dead. I couldn't get out of the car.
And they were ready for you. They were outside at the car.
Arno found them.
Okay.
And I've sent a live location to Heidi so that they can track me. Should something happen somewhere along the road, they will know where to find me.
Good move.
Listen, I knew I was in big trouble. So, and it's a far away from Unitas. So, I actually didn't expect to make Unitas.
So you got there.
But I took the chance.
You got there in about 17 minutes.
Yes.
And very soon after that, you collapsed.
Yes. As the security guards pushed me in the main entrance, I started developing droopy eyelids. I couldn't lift my head. I couldn't lift my arms. I couldn't do anything except still breathe. And I told them to be quick. And when he pushed me into casualties, I couldn't see any heads. I only saw feet. And I told my words to them were, please prepare for intubation. And when they lifted me out of the chair and put me on the bed, I was out there.
And then you pretty much don't remember or knew anything for about 3 days.
Yes. The last things I remember, the doctor asked me, are you still breathing? And I couldn't respond. But I could hear. So then she said, all right, let's intubate. I could feel they cut off my clothes. They've put in a catheter and they cut off my ring. And that is the last that I remember.
You're in the hospital, but within hours you put on dialysis as well. So your kidney function collapsed.
Yes.
And you were on dialysis for nearly 3 days.
Yes.
So you were intubated, you were ventilated. They obviously gave you anti-venom, 12 or 14 vials.
Yeah, 14 is.
Yeah, and did they give you more later or not that you know of?
Not that I know
so
of.
You got about 14 vials. And so I saw you the first time on day 2 and you were just totally zonked. Your eyes were open and you were just blankly staring, and you obviously have no recollection of that visit.
No.
And on day 2, everybody was really, really concerned. But on day 3, you started breathing. And you went off the dialysis.
Yes.
And then the recovery was pretty rapid.
Yes, it was.
Once you started breathing on your own. And,
yeah.
And how long after that did they let you leave the hospital?
I was extubated on Thursday, and Monday I went home.
And then you were, for the next week or 2, what were things like? Were you suffering from any symptoms, weakness?
I was actually more ill at home than at hospital. I couldn't breathe properly. I had stridor, severe stridor. When I went to the toilet and back, I'm like dead tired, sweating, couldn't breathe. I was really weak.
And was there any talk of serum sickness, or was that not really mentioned?
They've told me that I might experience flu-like symptoms, and that can be due to the antivenom.
Yes.
But I've never experienced that.
And when you got the antivenom, not that you would remember, you had no severe allergic reaction or anything.
Not that I know of, no.
That's interesting, because we depending on what data one looks at, about 4 out of 10 patients often go into anaphylaxis. So it's the roll of the dice. You never know.
Well, I already collapsed, so we wouldn't know if the antivenom affected me.
Yeah, they'll pick it up in some of the tests.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, how long after the bite do you think it was before you recovered fully?
I would say about a month.
Okay, so you had a bit of a rough month, and then you were sort of okay. And now are you 100% back to normal?
Yeah, it's just my voice that is still a bit affected, but I have been for a CT scan and everything. There's no stenosis, so it's just something that must heal on its own.
And then not too long after your recovery at home, you joined one of our advanced snake handling courses, and you handled the Black Mamba. What did that feel like?
You know, I didn't expect it to be so smooth. I thought when I will see a mamba, I might go into a panic state, but I didn't. I must be honest, if I go out on a call now and it's a mamba, I won't catch it.
But it's not necessary.
I won't catch it. I will phone for backup.
It's not necessary.
But on the course, I think it went very well.
And I think it was a very good thing, just to get back in the saddle and go through the motions. And otherwise, it's like someone who has a minor car accident and don't want to drive again. Yeah. That's not a good thing. You need to. Do you have any idea what the snake bite cost?
I have no idea. I only received the bill from the physician and the account from casualties. Further than that, I didn't receive any other bills.
But it must be pretty close to R1 million.
I believe
if not
so.
More. Yeah.
I believe so.
So people often don't realize that, especially when you see these free handlers playing with puffers around their necks and letting Cape Cobras rear in front of their faces. We always say to people that an average easy to treat serious snake bite is about 100,000 Rand plus. But if it's a complicated bite, you're looking at over R1 million. That's a lot of money.
I believe so.
That is a lot of money.
Because only the dialysis is 14,000 Rand a day. And that's only the dialysis. That's not the other treatment included.
Yeah. And I mean, the high care is, depending on what hospital you're in, you're looking at 40, 50, 60,000 Rand a day or more. So that's a huge amount.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a bizarre question, but did you learn any lessons from this?
Johan, I actually did. Look for the head. Don't go for the tail.
Yeah.
Look for the head.
So I often say to people with Black Mamba captures, when I'm doing field work and we're dealing with Black Mambas, and when we have to deal with Black Mambas, it's certainly, and that's why we don't do Black Mambas in our initial training, not in level 1 and not in level 2, is ideally with Black Mambas, you need to neck them. You need to secure the head and you need to neck it and then put it away from there.
Yeah, I always said, listen, I'm ready for Black Mambas. If I can catch a Black Mamba, that will be my ultimate. I retracted those words, hey? We don't work with Mambas at all, unless it's a hitchhiker. So we know what a Rinkels is going to do. We know what a Mozambique spitter is going to do. We are not prepared for what a Black Mamba is going to do.
Yeah,
because we don't work with them daily.
Absolutely. And they don't occur in most of Gauteng. We get them up in northern Dendroaspis, we get them near Ridderplaat, but the rest of Gauteng just doesn't have them.
And they are fast as lightning.
Yeah, they are. They're quick and they're long. Adult Black Mambas, the head's far away, you don't know where it is, and it's not a snake that one should mess with.
Yeah.
Mina, thank you. It was very nice to chat about that, and we appreciate your time.
Thank you, Anna. I appreciate your time as well.